Yeah, because that is going to help you so much so that you keep your clarity. And clarity is so important for a Virgo. And I think that's probably why you avoided all that.
Yeah, I don't like when I got high. It made me feel dumb.
Right. And Virgo is your health somewhere in you. I don't know how much it's taken effect in your life yet. You're still very young. But over the course of time, I can see you becoming health conscious because this.
It already happened.
It could happen.
I lost 80 pounds, and then, I mean, I put a little back on, but I'm about to get back into the gym and stuff. I used to live in the gym.
Did you? I saw that. You know,
Yeah, I
the
would spend 4 hours a day in the gym, literally.
yeah, I can see that because health is it's vital. It's everything. And look, you've got your Mercury there. You've got like Vesta there. You've got Ceres there, or I mean Juno. You've got things going on in this area, and so I can see where that would be an important factor for you. Not only that, with Lilith in the first house, the more physically attractive you are, the more sex you'll have. It's true. So just remember that. Here's the crazy thing. You've got this down here too. Every time I see this, I keep thinking this guy's got this money coming. I think you've got a lot of good things coming your way, and I think it's something that was probably set up from birth because you're part of Fortune and Pluto are conjunct in the 8th house in Scorpio, and I believe that is a setup for wealth. You've had Jupiter there, and Venus has progressed there, so the desire for it is there. The fact that you're not wealthy yet probably has to do with your marriages, but now that you are, you can choose your destiny. Now you are the master of your own fate, and it's important to be aware that you have Saturn transiting the 10th house right now. And that means that you're at what they call a pinnacle. And it's hard for me to explain it, but I'll try to do it really quickly. The pinnacle is that, every 7 years, or I'll just kind of use this as an example. This area right here, this is the midheaven or MC. When Saturn crosses over this, it's considered what they call the pinnacle because Saturn is now highest in the chart. It is going to be able to do more or hinder more in the area of career. Right now, Saturn's right on your Jupiter, so you might feel like you're not quite as happy in your career as you might want to be. But it also pushes people forward. If you do the things of Saturn, if you hone that area more than any other area, then it becomes like immovable, like it becomes fixed in stone. So what you do for your career with transiting Saturn there, progress Mars sitting up in the 10th house on your Jupiter, make money. I'm thinking you need to work on your career. Like, I know love is there. Love is going to come regardless. Your progressed sun is in the house of marriage. Your Mercury's in the house of marriage. You got Venus natally in the 7th house. Love is going to come. You're not going to get away from it because the North Node, look at this. The North Node is down in Leo. So romance, you could close your eyes and walk outside. I bet you you'll find somebody. You might not think that, but I'm telling you, you got.
I know women fall in love with me really.
I'm telling you, it's like that. It's like that.
I can't have like flings because they all want to love me. Like, it's crazy.
It's like, what the hell? I just walked outside. What is this?
Yeah.
Your focus needs to be on your career. It's so important because these are fleeting aspects. Saturn isn't going to sit up in your 10th house forever. It's not going to be on the pinnacle forever. And the MC is not going to be in 11th house of hopes and dreams and wishes forever. Take advantage of this because this,
okay, yeah.
oh yeah, because career and money. There's, you know, the money's coming, but it's all tied into that career. Once you get that career jumping, it's going to flow with what's going on down here in the career. I mean, in the money, because the moon, the ascendant, Uranus, this is sudden money. This is out of the blue money. This is like, oh, I didn't know I was getting money. I could see that you could suddenly get money out of like something you've done and you didn't even realize it.
That's crazy to see. Like, I've been thinking about playing the stock market for a while, and I haven't, but it's like really been coming on me. And I bought a few books, but I bought a lot of books recently about Black wealth and, you know, historical Black wealth and stuff, because I got tired of reading about all the negative stuff. So I want to see, all right, historically, what have Black people done?
Yes.
And stuff. I'm trying to work towards that. And so now you're saying that, and the only thing I can see doing it would be the stock market, which has actually been a dream of mine for a while, is to play the stock market. So
I'm going to give you a scenario, Jimmy, of how you can do this. Because as you were talking, this is what my mind thought. So you are learning all this stuff about the stock market, right? Money, okay? Just so that you know, you got Saturn, which is work again. Remember I said wherever Saturn is where you got to work hardest? Look where Saturn is, in the 8th house of other people's money. I can see you learning about everything you can about money, about the stock market, about all of that, because this is where everything is for you, really, except for this, really, in this. And once you learn that, marketing that to other people, and making a lot of money from it. The thing is, like, not only will you make the money from the stock market, but I think you would make money from, say, any kind of publishing that or sharing, like, say, on Facebook. When I say the moon in the 11th house, and this is why I'm saying this, and this power, career or midheaven, and the moon, 11th house. This is a house of hopes, dreams, wishes, goals, friendships, organizations, associations, groups, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, all of that online social media. Your moon is there. That's your security. That's your security equals money, in my opinion. And you know, and look where your progress moon is, about to go into the 2nd house. I can see that you are going to benefit from organizations and groups and things that you belong to. And
I'm in a lot of organizations too.
You do. Well, look at all the people that are in these organizations. You know, years ago, I used to
be in county politics.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Okay, well, there you go. I feel like you can use that to your benefit. All of the, you know, it's like, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And you know some people. So once you get your career of choice or your business or money plan going, go to your friends, go to your associates, market to these groups. You're going to make a lot of power and money doing that. And I would focus on my career. Saturn is on your pinnacle. Mars is on your pinnacle. This is your time to do that. And if you wait too long, you'll miss that. And you don't want to miss that. This only comes around every 28 years. 28 years. You want to wait 28 more years? I think it's no mistake that you reached out to an astrologer now while you're still young. Because if you waited 28 more years, you would be feeling like I coulda, I woulda, I shoulda. but now you've got a chance. Now you've got an opportunity. You just got to grasp it, because it's just being aware of what it is. And there was something hold on, let me see if I can find this. Hold on one second. There was something to do. I was looking at, never mind. I was looking at some aspect notes, and but I don't need to look at that. I thought I had wrote it down somewhere, but it looks like I might not have. I thought I did. Maybe I might have wrote it somewhere else, and I'll get it. But there was something I had written down about your chart here, about this in particular, because that's major, Jimmy. That career sector is so amazing. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. It's my daughter. It might be an emergency. Christiana? Yeah, hey, what's going on? What the what means? I'm talking about the 10th house right now. This is my psychic daughter, by the way, Jimmy. I'm in the middle of doing a reading, Christiana, and you just picked up. I didn't even realize we went over an hour. We did. It's because he's got a lot going on. Give me another 15 minutes or so. I'll call you back. And it's so weird you're talking about the 10th house, because I'm trying to tell him about the 10th house right now. I love you. I'll call you back as soon as I'm done. Okay, bye. Jimmy, that's so hilarious. Let me tell you something. There was no mistake that happened. Let me tell you about my daughter. I had mentioned her earlier, and she always gets mad like, Mommy, everybody in the world knows my business. Okay. My daughter is a Virgo too. And believe it or not, I kid you not, her sun is within like 2 degrees of yours. I believe her sun is at 11 degrees. Yours is at 13 degrees of Virgo. Both Virgos. Okay, I'm talking to Virgos today. And she has a chart not dissimilar to yours, not quite the same, but she has Aquarius up in the 10th house, and Mars is transiting Aquarius right now in the 10th house. And so she's like, Mom, I need to know what's going on. Now, the difference with having a mom as astrologer is that I've actually been her astrologer all her life since birth. And I feel almost a little bit proud about it, because my daughter is now a city commissioner for Seattle for 2 commissions. The first Black chair of all time.
This year.
What's that?
I was going to run for county commissioner this year.
I'm telling you. First of all, don't have me get into my Black power stuff, because it's time. We're in a part of this history right now. And, as a we have a responsibility, I feel. And so go for it, Jimmy. Go for it. Go for
your. Not a lot of money, but I figured I'd make my money in the stock market and gain some power and influence, because I'm trying to build a legacy for my family. I'm not from Maryland where I live. I'm from Tennessee.
Oh.
But my children are here, they're from here. And then I'm like, I'm the oldest son. I'm the oldest grandchild on both sides. Besides my father's side, I have one older cousin, she's a female, but I'm the oldest male. And I feel like it's my responsibility to carry on my name and build it up, make it greater. Each one makes the next one better, And so that's my goal in life, is to improve upon my family name and build a true legacy, something that pass on to my children and grandchildren.
Beautiful. And you're going to do it, Jimmy. You're going to do it. I see that. I mean, your moon is in Capricorn. It's in the 11th house. That's your hope and your dream and your wish. When you were talking, I got goosebumps. Capricorn is the leader, and you've got Aries, a leader. But Cardinal, it's that desire to leave a legacy to your family. That's not a mistake. You're part of fortune. You're Pluto and you're Saturn. The ruler of your moon of Capricorn is Saturn. It's in the 8th house of money. This is like insurance, taxes, wills, legacies, inheritances, everything you just talked about.
Yeah.
Right. And your Jupiter and your Venus, you know, progressed Venus is there. Your Jupiter, you're lucky in this area, by the way, for money. This, sadly, you might have missed this. You only have a few more months to take advantage of this. But within the next couple of months, you could actually make miracles occur because of where, look at this. Saturn and Mars are conjoined almost. And that is so rare. The fact that this is a 28-year thing. That means this is never going to happen again, maybe. And it definitely isn't going to happen again for 28 years. It's not like a coincidence. This is your time. And when I say that, I don't just say that off, you know, off the cuff. You only, you know, this is a moment. One moment in time when I knew it was all I could be. You know what I'm saying? That is it. Now, where's the other? I get excited sometimes. Look at this Jupiter. Look at this. This Jupiter is in the 8th house. You know where this Jupiter is going? Every year, Jupiter spends 1 year somewhere. Do you remember earlier? I said 2.5. I've been saying that the whole time, 18 months, 2.5 years. Okay, so 2 months here, Jupiter, Scorpio. Then it goes into Sag. And then where does it go? Right here to the MC, right here to the career. You're looking at 18 months to 2 years again. Again, it's all going to converge. When Jupiter hits the 10th house, when it goes there, that is luck. Unbelievable luck. There's no way you're going to avoid it. And you got Jupiter in the 10th house by birth. And I will say this, Jupiter is the co-ruler of Pisces. You got Pisces rising. It's almost like having your ruler sitting up on the 10th house because of your career. You are about to get blown up. I mean, you can do something and take advantage of it. Know that you are sitting on momentum. You are sitting on momentum. And only you can take that momentum and take it as far as it can go. Because so many people sleep on Jupiter. Oh my God, it's the biggest sadness of astrology is the amount of people who sleep on Jupiter and Saturn up in the top of the chart like that. They don't realize how rare it is. Jupiter only comes around every 12 years. That means the next time Jupiter will ever hit this spot again is 12 years from now. Wow. So it's, you know, it's do or die, now or never almost, because we don't know how things are going to be set up, you know, 28 years from now. This one will never go. This takes 248 years to get back here. Imagine. Like, this is a moment. The fact that we're looking at something that's converging like that now, it would take 248 years to get back there. So please take advantage of these things. When I tell people this stuff, they're like, nah, it's no big deal. Yes, it is. Nobody else has got that. You know? So be aware of it. Be aware of it. Also, I want to say something else. Now, this progressed Venus isn't going to reach up to this. This is moving a little fast. But Venus in the 8th house does indicate, because it's progressed there, that thing with you and the women is not going away. It's not going away for at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, possibly 8 years. And by then you'll be settled. You won't care. You know, you'll be like, I got as many kids. I got my wife. I don't care. I'm busy working, whatever. You'll be concentrating on. So it won't matter. But just know that
to be grown.
Right. Just your thing with the women is not going away. That so you know, if you take a break to concentrate on the career, just know hopefully you're going to hopefully maybe that Aquarius is your ride or die. You know, especially if she can work with you. Because I'm thinking,
like, I mean, we're real open. Like, I mean, like, she was like, you know, just be honest with me and I'll be honest with you. You know, she was like, I know you have a flirtatious nature and all this and that. She was like, that's a part of you and I want that. I wouldn't suppress that at all. Do you just know where home is?
oh, well, see, you need a woman that is not going to emotionally pull you away from your destiny. I hope
Yes,
that makes sense.
look, she inspired me. Like
Right.
she
And
she
she's not
holds
going
me accountable, and it's crazy. You know, she's always done it just a friend, but now that we moved a little further along, and I'm moving away from that Cancer Leo, you
to.
know, it's like I'm really seeing a lot, you know what I'm saying, and things, you know, like, I mean, she just balances me so well. She likes to read. She's into different things. She learns from me. I learn from her. I've never had a woman that actually I learned from.
Isn't
Because
that
it's always like, I know everything, you know, and it gets tired, and I get tired of always having to teach. I'll be like, yo, I want teach me something that you're into
something?
or know about, and they never can seem to do it, you know. But her, like, I mean, her with plants and stuff. I mean, she has a green thumb, you know, just
Always
like
have
a
something.
you know what I mean?
Oh
Like she,
no! Hopefully you are going to do a follow up with me one day, and we'll do a romance report together, and that would be wonderful. Oh gosh! I guess I hold on,
okay.
Christiana. We're still talking. What's going on? What do you need, honey? Mingy, Ming. I think she butt dialed me. To be honest. I mean, I hear stuff going on. I think I was butt dialed. I'll get her on Facebook. Well, we all have kids, right? They never grow up.
I got 4 of them, so I know.
They never grow up. They never do. She's like, I thought she's just gonna be an hour, mommy.
My older 2 are Capricorns, and then my middle son, I'm sorry, let me see. My older 2 sons are Capricorns. My baby boy is a Taurus.
Oh, Taurus.
And my daughter's a Sagittarius.
Oh, the crazy one. You got the crazy one. Just know your Saggy is that one crazy child. Everybody got that one crazy. You got the crazy baby. But you know what? Your little Saggy, crazy as her little butt is, she the one that's going to go to college and make all the money. That's the point. But she's going to get the education. The Taurus, that's the money. Taurus is.
He's on it now. Like I told him, I say, y'all figure out what it is that you want to do. And I say, then you look at the type of lifestyle that you want, the things you want. I say, now you look up how much that job that you want to do. See how if it's going to make enough to cover that lifestyle that you want. If not, you need to find something that will and do that dream job on the side.
Oh,
Out of all my children, he's the only one. He wanted to be a zoologist.
Oh wow, he's going to do it.
Starts out how much did they end up can make, and he's like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Boom, boom. I want to go to the Navy like you. I want to do this and that. He's only he's a little guy, but he listens.
Yeah, that's the one. That's amazing. And you know what? Your girls. This right here. It's funny that the girls are Caps, and because the moon is there. Remember,
I got 3 boys. My older
it's 3 boys. Oh, only the girl is the Sag. You mean the boys are normal? Okay.
That's what her mother always says. I told her because she's a fire sign and she's a water sign. So.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, your family is hilarious. Well, you know what? Then that's great because this is hopes, dreams, and wishes. So kids here, this is great. I mean, even though, it's opposing the 5th house of children, it's still activating the 5th house of children. And your moon is there, which is great that your little hearts are up here, your little hearts. So I can see they're all going to bring you so much joy. Like your kids are your joy. They really are. And I can see where, especially this little Taurus is going to probably bring you money. Physical money. And these ones are going to fill your hopes and dreams right here. This one's going to college and probably getting lots of degrees, no matter how crazy she is. But she might go a little crazy. Just know that. But, she
loves attention. She told me, she's like, Daddy, I love attention. Like today, she's trying out for cheerleading.
Oh my, I don't even know what she looks like. And I just saw her with blue and like orange hair. Like, anything. Anything's going to be possible. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I want to do this because my daughter is calling in. I did not realize we were going to do such a long reading, but I could do your chart. I could talk about your chart all day. Like, it's so interesting, and the potential is so obvious to me. So what I did was I pulled up what they call a tertiary progressions. And these progressions are based on the movement of the moon versus the sun. It's a little different. It just helps me to kind of double look at where all the aspects are progression wise, and just see if what I saw with the normal transits natal progression is what the tertiary progressions are telling me as well. And I'm telling you, everything we talked about is here. And this is why I say that. It's a little different, but I'll just kind of read this through really quick, okay, as I see it. The moon on the 12th house between the 11th, on the 11th house cusp to the 12th. This means your progressed moon, right down, could be moving from your hopes, dreams, and wishes into like the 12th house of like, that's all I could do is just make that face like, 12th house is just that feeling. And you, like I say, you might decide I'm going to just Netflix or whatever and not really go for what you're doing. But this is what I really think it means, because I just looked to make sure. I don't know if you noticed what I was doing, but I just looked to make sure. And yeah, that moon is progressed to 9 degrees of Aquarius. And that is in this, you know, the 12th house. And as I said before, I didn't mean to call her a side piece, but she is still technically in a relationship. So it's a secret affair. It's until she's out of hers. And this is where that is. It's showing. And progress Venus, 12th house. Progress Mercury, 12th house. Hidden talks, hidden love, hidden affair.
Well, it's not really that. Well, I mean,
It was. How long was it secret? Was it secret for a while? Well,
yes, it was. It was.
Okay.
We were friends. We weren't in an actual relationship. No sex or nothing like that. We were just we were really, really close. It was more of an emotional.
Well, that's the moon is always emotion, and look, it's still technically in the 11th house of friends. It's just on the cusp. So if this started this year, this is 1 year, it could have started even over the last 2 or 3 years, because it started making
about 5 years ago.
Yeah, this is emotions, and this is the 12th house. This is a secret affair. This is emotions invested into something that's secret or hidden or not here, and not here, and not here, and not here. It's here. Going into the 12th, not quite in the 12th. Now, what I'm thinking, since I know it's about to go into the 12th, is this. If this is the woman you want and you decide on her, first of all, make sure before you make the decision. That's really important, because someone coming out of a bad relationship is maybe not that emotionally strong. And with so much emphasis in the 12th house, I know that it could lead to self-undoing. Now, what I mean is it could lead to her or your self-undoing, or in general. The 12th house is all skeletons, always. But it's not necessarily bad if it's deep psychological subconscious things. Like you were saying, you guys can talk. Maybe you need her to talk through these things. And I just want to make sure, because I think this Venus is in Aquarius. Yep, there it is. 26 degrees Aquarius. So 9 degrees of Aquarius. So right here, I'm just looking just to make sure. So that Aquarius, and there's also Juno is there. So that is all like hidden, private talks, private love, private emotions, just private. Okay. So not saying you guys can't take it somewhere deeper. It's just, it's kind of private. Now, in the first house, the progressed sun in the tertiary chart is there. The progressed sun is you, who you are, your image, and your personality, and it is in Aries. So, how I started out the talk, it's me versus thee almost. The sun is here in the first house, and the ascendant is over here in the seventh house. Progress wise, but the north node is in the first house, and that's what I was trying to get to you during this talk. You must concentrate on you more than your relationship right now. It's about you, okay? Make it about you. And if that means being with someone because that makes you feel better, then that's fine. But make sure you are in touch with you and what your motivations are and your feelings, because it's all about making yourself happy right now. And don't feel guilty for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes when we make ourselves happy, we feel guilt because somebody might get sad because we're happy. And if that means you have to make yourself happy by leaving your current or past marriage and going into a secret affair or into another marriage or whatever it is, it's okay, because your progressed sun and your progressed Jupiter are conjunct in your first house. It is all about you. And your north node is progressed there too. It is telling me you have to do you. You have to find you. You have to work on you. You have to develop you. And you have to feel good about promoting and putting yourself out there. This is about you. You said, there was something you said earlier, like, yeah, I used to work out. I'm thinking about going back to the gym. Go back to the gym, boy. You're going to get yourself so, you'll be beautiful, okay? Gorgeousness. And this, I'm telling you, these are progressed. That means they're sitting there for a while, at least in the tertiary chart. They're not moving for a while. This is your time to work on you. All about you. Okay, this is Aries. And that tells me the emphasis is you, your personality, your first house. You're going to make changes to yourself and your personality. Now, you can already feel that. Isn't that funny?
The way I dress and carry myself, and I feel like I'm transitioning into, I'm already a grown man, but, a more mature gentleman.
Yes.
When it comes to things. Not saying that I wasn't, but as far as appearance-wise.
Oh, definitely. And I'm gonna get to that too, because there's a lot of emphasis on that. But like you said, it's
even growing a beard. I never grew a beard until like recently. I started it last year.
So after your whole physical countenance is changing.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. And what we were talking about before with the second house, I still see that. There's been Mars. It's only on here in this chart. You only have like this year to get that money. But, this Verdi is going to be coming through there anyway. So it's still going to have more emphasis in the second house. But it's about you. It's about you and that secret romance. And it's about, there's been some issues probably with some communication. And you might still feel a little bit of pain with communication, especially with probably extended family and stuff like that.
Cancer I'm dealing with too, so
that's yeah. And then you've got your progress MC though here in the sign of Cancer in this one. And now this is a little bit different. It's tertiary, but it's saying that the emphasis is. I believe when I see the MC in the fourth house, it's telling me that, the emotions and that family is important. What you said to me about your mother and grandmother and your children, man, that embodied having this, like the MC here. Your career ambitions are tied up into leaving a legacy for your family. And man, is that ever indicated by that? That's incredible that you actually said those words. I would say those words if you hadn't said them first. So now your ascendant is in Libra on your Venus. Like I said, the women love you, man. And it ain't gonna stop. It won't stop. Ain't gonna stop. Got Pluto sitting in the 8th house, all up on stuff. Sex is going to be abundant. You're powerful in the area of sex and money. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've been told that.
That is not a fluke, and it's not going away. It will be that way probably till you die. You're always going to be the man when it comes to the bedroom. And with the money, you're going to figure out how to get that money. Now, also, I want to tell you here, this shows that your progressed part of fortune and palace have moved up to the 9th house. That means what you, oh my God, I swear, we already talked about this stuff. You said it out of your own mouth. I've been studying the stock market. I've been reading up on things. I'm learning new things. Once I learn these new things, I'm going to implement this. And once I implement it, I'm going to make the money. This is it, part of fortune. Part of fortune. That means where you're luckiest. Education. Educate yourself. Educate yourself. And when you do that, I'm telling you, you're the what you learn while that part of fortune and palace is sitting up in the 9th house is going to help you forever.
Wow.
Okay, so learn. It's your luck. You are a Virgo, and your part of fortune's there now. You are going to be very, very lucky when it comes to educating. Now, something else you had said about, I changed the way I look and my image and how, we talked about that the first house, but your social, like the outer image. Wow, look at this 10th house. It is loaded, okay? You literally have like amazing things happening in your chart. Your MC is sitting like right up there. What's that, at 21 degrees of, is that Saturn? Saturn sitting up at 21 degrees there. And, oh God, what else is there up there? Because it looks like it's right on it. Wow, so the Saturn is sitting right up on it. I thought it was over here, but that's not. That's Uranus. This is Saturn. You're Saturn. Oh my God. Okay, let me take a breath and take a drink. Let me just tea. Everything I said about your career, I double down now on that, triple down on that. That progressed Saturn, it's not transiting. This is progressed Saturn. That is going to be there until it gets out of this house. And it just hit your midheaven. Right now, you are at your pinnacle. And I said that before. And I'm just going to, if you can follow my little pointer as I show this, the MC is considered the pinnacle. This is usually considered like the starting point or like the settling point. Most people, from this is when they settle. Like this is when you get married, have kids. Some people get pregnant. They relax. They sit home. They build a family. This is the first quadrant. Second quadrant. That's, you build a home. You get your children. You get your job, the work life. You're going and learning all of these things. This is the second quadrant. This usually takes someone to about the age of like, I don't know, 20 usually. Then or if that, like usually in their teens. Then we've got the third quadrant. And this is usually on the right, what they call this now, you're above the horizon, the descendant, and you're on the rise. All the planets here are on the rise. And when they're rising, it means that they're increasing and they bring increase in some way. You've got Pluto. That's why the sex is always good. The women coming. You got this here, women coming. You got this here. You're going to be learning a lot. But now you've got Saturn on the midheaven, on the career. It is at home. Saturn is the natural ruler of the 10th house, the natural ruler of the career. And it is at home after, like I always say, 28 years, the cycle. But this is progressed. So this is like, it's lumbered like from here to here. And the fact that you reached out to me, an astrologer, to see this now while it's sitting there, exactly. I do not think that is chance. I think that's divine intervention. And I believe that because I personally have Jupiter on Pisces, in Pisces, and it's right here on your ascendant. I feel that you were led to me so that I can tell you what I need to tell you.
Like I said, I don't just reach out to different people. I have to feel.
You have to feel that you're very psychic.
Just seeing different things in the group, I was like, I'm gonna trust her.
Yeah, I try my best to be as 100 as I can. I am a Capricorn, so I that is everything to me, because my integrity is everything in what I do. And you're going to start feeling that way, because this is all the house of Capricorn. Even though you've got Sag on it, there's a little bit of Capricorn in the 10th house, but this is the house of Capricorn. This is the house of ambition. This is the house of career, your reputation, your status in the world, in your community. It's the way people see you. They're going to see you as someone honorable, respectable, someone who's hardworking, someone who's taking care of his family. And maybe it might be a little hard, like maybe have some hardships, but it doesn't matter, because if you put your focus on getting ahead in your career and your ambitions and learning and growing and your integrity and doing things above board and being 100% ambitious, it's going to leave permanent positive career crumbs behind you. Like, your career is going to follow behind you for the rest of your life. Like, this is it. You establish it now, and for the rest of your life, there's a saying? It's Muhammad Ali, and it's suffer today and live the rest of your life as a champion. Okay? That's Saturn on the midheaven. Suffer today. Live the rest of your life as a champion, and you will. You will. Work on what you were talking about, because this is not a mistake. And also, I want to say this. Uranus is here, progress. This tells me, because it's a progression, that sudden, out of unexpected career things can happen. If you're working for someone, that could mean sudden loss of a job. But if you're the boss, it could mean sudden, like, out of the, like, crazy, like, career.
I'm a helicopter mechanic, so I hope I don't lose my job.
Oh no! This could indicate something crazy. Like, when I see Uranus up in the 10th house like that, it means you could even, like, discover something, invent something. If you're someone that works with your hands like that, I can see you inventing or creating something, writing or penning down something. Look at all the options for how you can expand your career. Even Neptune is here, and that's near Jupiter. And yeah, some people might say, oh, he's like a Pollyanna, like unprecedented faith in oneself. Is that a bad thing? As long as you know what you're going for, and you're not just kind of flowing in the wind and don't have any focus, then pursuing a career, even if it's like what they call one of those dream careers, like, you ever, what I'm thinking about, I don't know why I keep seeing this. In my mind's eye, I keep seeing you in a room full of people accepting an award. And I'm thinking it's something like you get involved in some crazy little online thing and you blow the shit out of it. Like, I don't know, like, Yeah, you ever go to these groups, they're like, join this group, join Melaleuca, do this PayPal thing, whatever. I could see you just getting involved in something crazy like that and just like blowing a lip. Like, that's it. You, bam, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. So make sure you get the eagle eye when it comes to money and when it comes to your career. Like, don't settle. Don't settle, because this is time for you to, even maybe all this secret stuff here is you working on secret things other than your mechanic job. But like you said, the stock market, learning things in private, learning things here. And what you're learning here might end up affecting you here. Like the things that you do in private, and the things that you learn can help you, because you've got Neptune up in the 10th house, and Neptune is the natural ruler of Pisces. And I do happen to remember in the other chart that isn't a tertiary chart, Neptune is sitting on your ascendant. That is not a mistake. You are going to be, what's the word I'm thinking about? I don't want to say spiritually inspired, but you'll have inspiration. You're gonna have inspiration of some kind. I'm losing all my light here. I just noticed I'm like in the dark or something. I don't know how this is happening.
It's happened a couple of times. I took
Yeah,
it as
like wow, like totally in the dark. But I just wanted to go through all of those planets so that you get an idea what this is. Once I get this to you, you'll be like, what is all this green stuff? What is all this red stuff? So I wanted you to understand that and get a vibe for where the focus is for you right now. Your focus is on yourself and on your career and on your relationships, yes, but that your career and yourself, that's push that first, right? Work on your personality, on your body, on your physical self, on your money, on your career, and setting up the lifestyle that you want to have for yourself and your family. Make a plan, a 1-year plan, a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 20-year plan. Hell, I even made a 40-year plan just so that you have that.
I always do 7-year goals. I'm on like my 3rd set. I have to write them down though.
Yes.
I always do 7 years.
That is so smart. Write these goals down and then pursue these goals. Because when you do this, this is the territory chart, but when I look at the regular progress chart here, when you pursue your goals, your progress midheaven and Pluto are there. So definitely pursue your goals. So that's what I'm going to give to you while we're here, because my daughter is going crazy. We didn't spend 2 hours. But do you have any question for me before I go?
Yeah, so what is the difference between the two charts? Why are there 2 different charts?
Okay, so the regular, there's actually 3. There's the one I pulled out, it's got the natal, transit, and progressions. That was the first one. And this one has the natal, transits, and progressions. And these were different dates. And I just did that so you could see how they kind of move very quickly. But then I pulled up the tertiary progressions. And the difference is these progressions are based on the movement of like the sun and how fast that goes. And these progressions are based on the movements of the moon. And it really sets up the chart, and the emphasis just slightly different. And I usually try to pull up, when I'm doing the future readings, the tertiary progressions, on top of the initial progressions, just to confirm that what I saw, I really saw. So that's why I do that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see the dates now. So that's from like today.
Yeah.
But the natal chart, the first one, that's my actual chart.
Well, this one, this had your more of your natal, but this was the first chart. And I pulled this up because this is the first one I did. And I also wanted you to see that even though I pulled up the second one, how the planets progress from the first and how they move. Do you see how they have moved from this chart that I pulled up just 2 weeks ago to this chart that I pulled up now? Just slightly different, slight movements, But I wanted to see that because I wanted to get a new chart for you. But then I wanted to make sure I got the progressions based on the moon, just as a secondary backup for a confirmation of the reading and what I saw. And it pretty much did confirm it. It told me that, you know, what we were struggling with was whether or not the emphasis should be on the relationship or if the emphasis should be on you. And we discovered with the Tertiary that it should really be on you, I think. That's where your focus really should be. And I think, and your career. I think once you start doing that, you're going to really begin to start to see the progress. And I think also by pulling yourself away from those, so much emphasis on the relationships, maybe it'll help you to pull away from the marriage that you're exiting, you know, mentally. You put your mental focus onto other things like your career, the stock market, learning, maybe your little secret affair, your little, you know, your little girl, but something to help you pull away from that, because that was ugly, and I'm glad you're out of it. So, you know, things might be a little different even in a month from now because the moon moves very quickly. But these things up here in this here, these progress. And I like pulling up progressions because progressions move way slower than transits. And they really show where long-term emphasis is in someone's life. Because this is what I call long-term emphasis up here. And these are planets that are not going anywhere for a while. So yeah, that is definitely emphasis. And these are major positive emphasis. So I'm glad that we found out that these are occurring in your first house of your personality, of your body, of yourself. So working on your inner self, working on your, you know, spending time alone, working on your subconscious self, working on your inner self, and really pinpointing what your goals are and what you're, you know, what you're going to pursue. What your career plans are, spelling it out. Spell everything out with Pisces rising. Spell everything out with Neptune is transiting the ascendant like that. Like leave nothing up to chance. You might say, oh, I told you, but they didn't get it. Like if it's not spelled out, you can't blame anybody if you didn't spell it out so clearly that a child could understand it. And you might have to deal with a lot of people that way. You might feel like some people are saying, but I didn't understand you. Or they might say, you confused me, or you didn't say that, or, you know, get things confused. And you're like, but I didn't do that, or I didn't say that, or I didn't mean that. So really spell things out. Leave nothing, leave nothing up to chance. Don't assume the other person understands what you mean, ever. You know, just assume they don't understand you, that they don't, always assume they don't get you, and tell them, do you need clarification? Would you like me to explain that? Do you want me to send you would you like to have me send you an email? You know, all that kind of stuff. Anything you can do to clarify the situation is going to be to your benefit, probably for the rest of your life, because you need that. And you're a Virgo with that Pisces rising. And that's how you're going to combat it. You can combat all of the nebulous confusion around you with organized, concentrated, analytical thought. Organize everything. Write everything down. When did my daughter, the one that keeps calling me, that woman is the most organized woman I have ever met in my life. I've never seen anyone like that. Like wow. And that is what it takes to hit that level of career success, because we're talking about massive career success. I don't just see a little bit of career success. I see you maybe doing some massive career things. And, you know, you're going to need to be highly organized for that. So start practicing that organization. And Saturn on the 10th house tells me that you're going to master that. You're going to be the master of organizing, planning, preparation, all of that. That's your secret. That's your secret. I also will say that with Pisces or Neptune on the first house, I'm going to recommend, and Aries in the first house, by the way, I'm going to recommend, if you haven't already, that you get Sun Tzu's Art of War and study it.
Okay. I
Okay.
got the 48 Laws of Power, but I've been wanting to get the Art of War.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that. Yeah.
And I have Machiavelli.
Oh, that's a good one, especially for someone with, you know, with Aries on the first, like that, in the first. Yeah, Art of War, anything about Machiavellian, all of those great things, anything that would show you how to maneuver from the slings and arrows of others. Okay, because you're going to have to weave a lot, Bible. You got Neptune transiting the first. People are going to look at you and think you're weak. We know you're not weak. It's just an outer covering, a weak shell. I know you're really Virgo, okay? And I know that you got Saturn up on the 10th. And I know that you know, you got your moon in Capricorn. You are not a pushover, but people are going to see that ascendant and think you are. So what you need, and this is probably where the women are making their mistake, thinking they can push you around. It ain't happening. Now, what I'm saying is get yourself that Art of War book and study. You know, make little Post-its around, little things that stick out to you that might help you to get through that. Because when it happens, and I'm sure it will, you'll be prepared and you'll know intellectually how to handle emotional situation, how to handle slings and arrows coming at your physical self. Okay, so that is my recommendation for you. And make those plans 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 year. Set it out, make it real. Also know this, when you write and say things, like when you actually write it with your hands or you say it with your mouth, you put it into action. So only write what you want and only say what you need. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
That's always felt that way too. Like I have a dry erase board. I love dry erase boards.
Oh, that's great. Yes.
Something I can visually hold myself accountable to and walk up to and check off and things of that nature. That's how I know it.
I like that because Capricorn is where your moon is, because that's where you feel secure, most secure. Capricorn, I'm a Capricorn. We're very like touchy. We're visual and we're like action, like actual hands-on. So if we're writing something, that's our physical writing. Like it'll stick in more. It'll go to a different place inside of our minds than just saying it. If we just say it, we could lose that. It's nebulous. And with you having Neptune on the rising, the idea, in fact, the ideas coming across your mind, I would even walk around with a recorder, and when something inspirational hit you, I would go, okay. I'm telling you, if I heard a song, I would just go da 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 da. And then you never know. You might come across someone who plays the piano and go, hey, what's that? Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, you got a hit record, right? This is what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff. Please do that, okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
I had that happen, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Years ago, I actually went to a recording studio and sang a song called Midnight Lover. Midnight Lover. Anyway, it's because we were just sitting around doing that, and the guy played the piano. So it worked out. Anyway, Jimmy, it has been such a pleasure talking to you. I hope I gave you your money's worth. You got 2 hours of me. And okay, I'm going to make sure I'm going to do this up in a really nice video. I might split it in half because it is going to be extra long. And then, over the next 2 weeks or so, it usually takes me about 2 weeks to write the book. But I'm going to write your little book, and you'll get that in the mail, in the email from me as well. And if you ever want a physical copy, I could even print that out, but that'll be extra money if you want that. But I'm going to make sure I get it to you and you'll have that. And then if you need to do a follow-up, I would recommend we get the horoscope of the Aquarius if you want to do a romance reading. If it gets serious, you know, we can always do that. But anyway, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And
Same here. And they still always say that they say the difference between millionaires and billionaires, a billionaire is consult an astrologer. So it's been
you know, I think about some of the people who have gotten the most power and fame and whatever, they almost always consult an astrologer. Even if it's not regularly, you know, they have, because it helps people to know what path to go on. A lot of times we're in the dark, stumbling around. We don't even know what direction to go in. But if someone says, hey, if you go in this direction, you may have some success. That is so helpful to some people. And that's why I do what I do. You know, I think doing this over the last 30-some years, I predicted marriages, births, deaths, you know, moves, you name it. I pretty much predicted it. And it's that I believe there's something to this. I believe it with all my heart. And so that's why I do what I do. So, yeah. Well, like I said, I could, for some reason, I feel like I can talk to you forever. And I think it's probably because I have Mercury in Aquarius. So whatever that thing is that makes Aquarius talk to you, I feel like I can talk to you as well. And I just want to wish you the best of luck and tell you, don't forget, pursue your career and work on yourself, because you got this. You got this.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to get off now, and I'm going and get to my daughter, because I know the poor girl's probably going crazy.
Well, I apologize for holding you up.
I know. She's so silly. But this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'm just going to go ahead and stop the share here. And then we'll go ahead and stop the video. And I will make sure I email this to you within the next 24 hours or so. And if you have questions, email me. I'm available anytime for follow-up questions or anything. Just don't feel like it's a one-time thing. I am now your personal astrologer. All right, Jimmy. You have a good one.
You do the same. Bye-bye.
Bye.